Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with national breaking news. Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort has been found guilty on 8 counts of bank and tax fraud. Manafort faced a total of 18 counts, but the jury said it was deadlocked on those remaining 10 charges. So the judge declared a mistrial on those 10 counts. Now, the jury deliberated for 4 days before announcing the verdict at the federal courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia. Prosecutors spent more than 2 weeks presenting their case as they sought to prove Manafort concealed millions of dollars in offshore accounts from the IRS.
When you look at what's going on there, I think it's a very sad day for our country. He worked for me for a very short period of time, but you know what? He happens to be a very good person.
Manafort also faces another trial on related charges next month in Washington, D.C.
Positional asphyxia is when a child is injured or passes away due to being their airway being cut off because they're not in a proper position.
It's a parent's worst nightmare, and now a Texas mom wants to warn others before it happens to them. An 18-month-old baby was found dead after napping in a car seat. Police say the child died because of the way she was positioned. Valley News Team's Maddie Gelseth shows us what you can do to keep your kiddos safe.
Positional asphyxia is a common cause of deaths in infants. Babies can slide down when not buckled in correctly and get in a position where their airway is blocked.
Anytime a baby is in a car seat, inside the house or outside the house, they need to have the straps fully tightened, tight enough that you can't pinch anything at the shoulder and the webbing of the straps.
Jordette says when babies are in a car seat, their head and neck need to be at a 45-degree angle. Otherwise, there's a risk of having a blocked airway.
The other angle or any other or with loose straps, baby can slip and the airway can suffer.
Mom-to-be Melissa Smith says she didn't know positional asphyxia was something for her to worry about, but she says she's not surprised about it.
I thought it was really interesting, just, like you think of loosening up the straps for a baby to make them more comfortable, but the fact that they can kind of slip down, and that's where the asphyxiation can be an issue.
Reporting for Valley News Live, I'm Maddie Gelseth.
If you want more tips on car seat safety, head on over to our website, valleynewslive.com. And we also are now learning the name of the man that died in an apartment in Grand Forks. Officials say the man is 29-year-old Zachary Savageau of Grand Forks. Police say there is no indication of foul play and the investigation remains active. Yesterday, police were called to 1811 22nd Avenue South for a report of an unresponsive man. Paramedics and the Grand Forks Fire Department attempted CPR, but Savageau was pronounced dead on scene. Turning now to a live look outside. Hutch, those smoky skies have been a bit of a nuisance for us, but we're hearing and maybe seeing some of those blue skies for once.
Yeah, a nice change. The smoke that was on its way quickly swept through the valley. Just a little haze there, a few clouds, but other than that, things are looking very quiet for your evening. Tonight, we have temperatures in the mid-70s across most of the area, the Northern Valley and the Central Red River Valley in the upper 70s right now. Not much on the radar in our neck of the woods. That means a quiet evening, and the wind very light as well. We'll be slipping quickly through the 60s. Dry air and clear skies will allow us to cool fairly quickly in Grand Forks as well. Your sunset right around 8:30 tonight. I'll have details on some warm weather and a fairly decent chance of some strong storms as we go through the remainder of our work week here in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Hutch. An outdoor shed has extensive damage after a fire in South Fargo this morning. Crews responded to a shed fire at 1910 31st Avenue South around 6:30. Crews got the fire under control quickly and no one was hurt. The cause is still under investigation. One man is hurt after his plane crashed in a bean field just 3 miles north of Grand Forks this morning. Our Valley News Team's Maddie Gelseth went out to the scene where she spoke to a neighbor who saw the whole thing happen. She's joining us live now in studio with those details. Maddie?
Christine, the crash happened around 9 o'clock this morning on the intersection of North Columbia Road and 70th Avenue North. A neighbor told me she was walking her dogs watching in amazement of the crop duster doing its thing. Then she said she saw smoke coming out of the plane and it was coming down really fast. The neighbor said the sheriff's department told her when they got on scene that the plane lost power and it stalled, which caused the smoke. The neighbor said it was very surreal and it's a miracle the pilot of the Ross Seed Company's plane survived. All True Hospital in Grand Forks took the pilot into their care. The injuries of the pilot are still unknown. Christine.
All right. Thank you, Maddie, for that report. The FAA is still investigating this crash. We'll keep you updated on our website, valleynewslive.com. Well, possible charges may be filed for a man accused of hitting a squirrel with a dart. Bismarck police say officers responded to a call Sunday afternoon of a squirrel acting weird. Police spoke to a neighbor who admitted hitting the rodent with a dart. Reports indicate the squirrel died. The case was referred to a city attorney for potential violation of the municipal prohibition against throwing missiles. This case does remain under investigation. Meanwhile, a man has been charged with murder after stabbing and killing a woman in Shakopee, Minnesota. Police say 27-year-old Endanelia Perez Garcia died during a fight at a home on August 12th. 35-year-old Frater Diaz Carvajal was treated at the hospital for self-inflicted injuries. The Star Tribune says he was booked into jail Monday on a second-degree murder charge. Police say federal immigration officials have been notified of his arrest due to his immigration status. An online fundraising sponsor says Diaz Carvajal was Garcia's former boyfriend. An Eden Prairie woman has a local mosquito crew to thank. This is after saving her from drowning in Minnesota. Authorities say the crew pulled the 21-year-old woman from that river and then became combative with rescuers. The person was eventually brought safely to shore, and authorities say she was taken to the hospital. Well, today kicked off the first round of classes at NDSU for this school year. Sadie Rudolph with the university says there are currently 13,647 students enrolled. Rudolph says this number generally increases the first day while students are still in that process of the registration. Last year, the enrollment numbers at this time were 14,432. People in the metro can also now get their favorite McDonald's meals delivered right to their doors with Uber Eats. This program works by downloading the free Uber Eats app on your phone. Now, if you already have the ride-sharing app Uber, it will now pair with your existing account. So once you're logged in and then you identify your location, you can pick a variety of restaurant foods that you want delivered to your current location. But you also pay for the cost of the food plus a fee for the delivery service. This service is partnering with 10 McDonald's locations in our area. Is your